Good afternoon. Welcome to Great Plains ACAC Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Remember, during this session, your camera and your microphone will be off. So the best way to communicate with us or the college reps is through the Q&A button that you have below on your screen. Also, make sure that you check for the session recording at the end of this event in about 2 weeks at strivescan.com/GPACAC. So that's all the housekeeping things we need to cover for this session. First, we're going to start off with the University of Mississippi.
Hey everyone, my name is Patrick Salter. I am the Regional Admissions Counselor for the University of Mississippi, also known as Ole Miss. Today I'm going to share a little bit about Ole Miss with you briefly in the next 6 minutes. So you'll get a little bit of an overview of everything that we have going on. So like I said, my name is Patrick Salter. I'm located in Fort Worth, Texas. I cover part of Texas, but also the whole state of Oklahoma. With me today, I also have Tamara Rogers, who covers currently Kansas and Nebraska. We have actually hired someone new whose name is Lucy, and Lucy will be starting soon. But in the meantime, if you have any questions about Oklahoma, Nebraska, or Kansas, you can reach out to either myself or Tamara, and our contact is here. So real quickly about just a brief overview, of Ole Miss. Ole Miss is located in Oxford, Mississippi. We are about 50 miles south of Memphis, Tennessee. We are part of the SEC, so you're going to get that big SEC campus spirit and environment, but not overwhelming in size. We have about 17,000 undergrad students with a total population of around 22,000. Like I said, located in Oxford, Mississippi, one of America's best college towns. We're usually ranked one of the most beautiful campuses in the country, and also we just got ranked recently, the #1 college town in America by ESPN, which is awesome. Super excited about that. We have about an 86% retention rate for our freshmen. Also, we have about 81% of our students receiving some type of financial aid when they come into the university. And we have over 400 student organizations for you to get involved in. So there's always something for you to get involved in on campus, whether it be religious organizations, Greek organizations, something within your major, philanthropic, anything you can think of, there's a place for you to get involved in on the Ole Miss campus. Next, I'm going to go into kind of our list of our majors. I'm not going to read everything out to you because you can see for yourself there's a lot of them. I'm just going to hit a few of the top spots that we have. So our School of Pharmacy ranks in the top 25 nationally. A lot of research. We are a Tier 1 research institution. So our School of Pharmacy ranks in the top 25. We also have an early entry pharmacy program that I'll talk more about later, but definitely School of Pharmacy is top 25. We have a really unique program, which is called our multidisciplinary studies program. With that, you can minor in 3 different areas. So you could do psychology, you could do business, you could do arts, anything you want. You can minor that and create your own bachelor's degree in multidisciplinary studies, which is part of the liberal arts degree program. Also, our School of Journalism and New Media. We have 2 programs there, one of them being our most popular right now. It's the Integrated Marketing Communications degree. It's personally what I majored in. I love it. It's anything with marketing, advertising, public relations. You can get an emphasis in sports marketing or fashion merchandising. There's a lot of really cool things in that major. Along with our journalism school, there's areas of emphasis in TV and video storytelling, visual journalism, political and social justice reporting. So if you're looking to do broadcast or print, our journalism school is definitely a place to go. Our College of Liberal Arts is going to be our largest college at Ole Miss. It houses everything from your traditional art, arts, musics, theaters, Englishes, math, sciences, but also we have some really unique programs. We have things like public policy leadership, also African American studies. One of our most brand new majors at Ole Miss is our film production. We have a 12,000 square foot film production studio on campus, which is really cool. And our students start to get to film movies day one. So some other film schools make you wait a few years. our freshmen start to be hands-on in our film production. Oh, and I'm sorry, I missed our School of Accountancy. How could I miss that? Our School of Accountancy is in the top 10 in the nation. So usually when you graduate from our School of Accountancy, you have a 100% job placement guarantee once you graduate from Ole Miss Accounting. On the next slide, we're going to go over our School of Business, one of our most popular majors for out-of-state students. Once you apply to Ole Miss and get admitted, you can apply directly to our School of Business. You don't have to apply separately once you apply and you're admitted. So within business, we're going to have everything from banking and finance, entrepreneurship, real estate. So marketing is also in this. So you could choose from either the marketing in the business school or the integrated marketing in the School of Journalism. Our School of Applied Sciences is going to have everything where what we like to say our sciences are applied. So we have gerontology, we have exercise science, hospitality management, social work, also criminal justice is in here. So anything in the sciences where they are applied is going to be in the School of Applied Sciences. Our pre-professional area, so if you're looking to go into anything pre-law, pre-med, pre-dentistry, pre-vet, that's going to be our school, or it's not a school, excuse me, it's an advising office of pre-professionals. Our healthcare pre-professional advising office is currently ranked top 3 in the nation. They walk hand in hand with you trying to get into med school, dent school, anything like that. They walk hand in hand with you, filling out those applications for medical school, doing test prep, knocking on those doors, making those phone calls with you to the medical school. So they are top notch. Our School of Education, also a great program at the university. We at Ole Miss are the largest educators of educators in the School of Mississippi. So you can get in anything from early childhood education, special education. You see the rest of the list there. One of our newest one is health and physical education. Our list of special programs is also down below, in our School of Engineering as well. Our special programs, a few of the hot spots are our Arabic and Chinese flagship programs, along with our Trent Lott Leadership Institute and our Honors College. Real quickly, a few things are our cost of attendance. You can see here, like I said, 80% of our students receive some type of financial aid. For out of state, the list is right here. We are currently pending our scholarships for next year. So feel free to reach out to myself or Tamara if you have any scholarships questions. Those should be released in the next year or so. But we do have an out-of-state fee that you can work on with ACT or SAT. Next steps real quickly is just submitting your application to Ole Miss via the Common App or our own institutional app. Feel free to connect with us. Like I said, after that, we will walk you through the steps to getting to Ole Miss. Lastly, please come visit us. We would love for you to take a tour to Ole Miss. You can simply schedule your visit at olemiss.edu/visits, and we would love to have you on campus. Thank you so much, and hotty toddy.
Thank you so much, University of Mississippi. Now we're going to have Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Hello, thank you. Good afternoon. So with Embry-Riddle, we actually have 2 reps with you tonight. Because we have 2 campuses. So my name is George DeWeese. I'm a regional rep representing the Florida campus, and Miss Tina Barr is with us, and she is representing our Prescott, Arizona campus. So first we'll do a quick video, and then we'll put up a slide and go over some information.
Blazing trails in technology, aviation, business, and cybersecurity. A future defined by innovation, finding solutions for industry partners as the world's premier aerospace institution. Our continuing success speaks for itself. We've earned top distinctions across our campuses and worldwide. We're training the workforce of tomorrow, adding value to the industries we serve, and expanding our growing global reach. we promote problem-based discovery in career-focused programs. We are the leading edge, a global education leader opening up opportunities for students. Our history and heritage spans nearly 100 years, founded with a vision of endless possibilities to launch new generations of pioneers and dreamers, putting the future firmly into focus for us and for you. Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. What will you explore with us?
Okay. Tina, do you want to go over the slide a little bit?
Yes, please let me know if I have any technical difficulties. I apologize in advance. I am traveling right now. So hopefully you guys can all hear me just fine. But this slide here shows you just a couple of key facts on Embry-Riddle. So we are quite well known for our aerospace engineering. We have been ranked #1 in the nation by US News and World Report for about 22 consecutive years now. We do have the first and only College of Business, Security, and Intelligence. We also have the first and only aerospace physiology program. I won't delve too much into that right now with the short amount of time we have, but I can tell you guys it is a phenomenal pre-med program, and we do have 100% acceptance of that degree into medical schools. We're also in a BET accreditation that applies certainly to anybody looking at engineering degrees. We are also one of only 8 universities in the world that has an ABET accreditation tied to cybersecurity. Our graduates do yield among the highest return on investment in the nation. So what that means is that after you graduate, your starting salaries and the amount of money that you'll make over the course of your career. George, do you want to talk a little bit about the Daytona Beach campus specifically?
Absolutely. So yeah, the campus in Florida is in Daytona Beach. It's right next to the Daytona Beach International Airport. As you can see, we have about 7,000 students, so we're medium size. Our average class size, though, is still kept relatively small. And we do have, and you can see both campuses have lots of clubs and organizations. The Daytona Beach campus is NCAA Division II in sports. So we have 20 intercollegiate sports. And we also offer all the different branches of ROTC. So if anybody's looking for some opportunities there, we can definitely help out there. It's great. Some other just quick things about Daytona. It's about an hour east of the Orlando. So all the theme parks there in Orlando. It's about an hour north of the Kennedy Space Center. And the campus itself is about 5 miles from the beach. So it's a great location. And one of the reasons we're in these locations is so we can have great weather and fly year round. So that's the same, that's true for Prescott. I'll let Tina tell you about Prescott.
Yeah. So I'll start off by saying that I am from New England. So I sincerely thought all of Arizona is just kind of a desert. Imagined my skin melting off my body. I imagined a lot of rattlesnakes and scorpions. Certainly true for certain parts of Arizona, but Prescott, Arizona is actually northern Arizona. Northern Arizona is quite a beautiful place. We are actually at 6,000 elevation. We also have all 4 seasons and it does snow. We even have a ski and a snowboard club on our campus in Prescott. So Prescott is the smaller of the 2 campuses. We're about 3,000 students on average, average class size of about 24. So both campuses still have that really small class size. And we don't even have those large lecture room spaces available on our campuses. So that is something that I do appreciate. We also have our sports. We compete in something called GPACAC. So if anyone is interested in any specific sports or questions about that, please just send either George or myself a chat and we can answer questions you have. We also have Air Force and Army ROTC as well as a Marine Corps contingency. So given just the short amount of time we have today, I'll quickly go over the application process and then talk a little bit about financial aid. With the application process, we are on rolling admissions. So what that means is that we have already started reviewing applications. George and I started reviewing applications about a week ago. So if you do think you're interested in our university and applying, you are already able to do that. That said, we do require a copy of your transcript. In addition to that, we do highly encourage letters of recommendation. They are not required, but they definitely help us learn a little bit more about you, especially in a year where so much is virtual. You guys are essentially letters and numbers on a screen. So any way you can stand out to admissions officers, such as myself and George and anybody else here today, is to do things like submit those letters of recommendation that tell us a little bit more about you as an individual. We are test score optional, has nothing to do with current events. We have been for quite a few years now. We recognize that not everybody tests their ability. So if you're not sure whether or not it's in your best interest to submit that test score, please just reach out to either George or myself. And the last part there with the financial aid, we are both need-based as well as merit-based. You guys have questions about those differences, please message us, but it does mean that over 90% of our students do receive some type of financial aid. We do have some additional scholarships available for anyone who's involved in anything like Bex Robotics, First Robotics, TARC, or Cyber Patriots. So I'll go ahead, our time is just about finished, so I will go ahead and type in the chat a waiver code for our application just as a thank you for listening to us today. Thank you guys for being here.
All right, thank you so much, Embry-Riddle. That was some great information. Next, we're going to have Research College of Nursing.
Hey everybody, my name is Susan Arnold Christian and I am with Research College of Nursing, and we are located in Kansas City, Missouri, not too far from the zoo if you've been to Kansas City and have come to the zoo. So we're just up the street from there. We are a nursing school, and that is all we offer. We've been around in Kansas City for over 115 years. And one of the things just kind of to know if you're interested in nursing and kind of understanding a little bit about what can you do with a bachelor's of science and nursing degree. The field is very wide, and so you can do things working in a physician's office and working in trauma care and oncology and all different kinds of areas within healthcare. You can see there the average starting salary in the Kansas City area for a brand new nurse. That can be higher if you're working evenings and weekend shifts, and definitely a field that is looking to grow. So why Research College of Nursing? Like I said, we've been around in Kansas City for over 115 years. We have a long history of educating nurses in the area. And if you've ever been to a hospital setting in Kansas City, our graduates are all over the place and have great things to tell about being at the college, but also are very well educated, and people really do enjoy working with them. Just a few things about our college. We do have a 94 first-time pass rate for the NCLEX exam. That's the exam you take after nursing school to get your registered nurse license. 100% of our students are employed in the field, and we do offer a 90% tuition assistance that's supported by HCA Midwest, who is our partner in this program. We have a very low student to faculty ratio. We're a very small school, total about 500 students. And so it's a very intimate setting where people get to know each other. And the people who have been working here have been working here for a long time. We're also accredited by both CCNE and the Higher Learning Commission. This is a little bit about the clinical experience that you would have here at Research College of Nursing. We partner with, like I said, HCA Midwest, and these are the different locations of their hospitals in the Kansas City area where you will do your clinicals. If you do a quick search for Research College of Nursing on YouTube, you can see a little bit more about this experience and get an understanding of what is a dedicated education unit and what does that mean regarding your clinical education. It really is more of a one-on-one approach with you and a nurse rather than a group setting where you are going around the floor of a hospital and observing with a faculty member for the day. So this is what our students are experiencing at the dedicated education units here in Kansas City. So the Bachelor of Science of Nursing, we are a 2+2 program. So you can go to any accredited college and take your first 2 years of prerequisites, and then you'll come to us for your junior and senior year. We do offer an early admission program I'm going to talk about in just a second, but this is just a quick list of the prerequisites. Like I said, it generally takes about 2 years to complete, and we can work with you to come up with a plan for the classes that you need to take, whichever school you choose to do that at. The early admission process, you can apply as a high school senior or a college freshman. It's a no cost, not binding application process. So it's a nice way to kind of have a seat guaranteed while you're doing your first 2 years of prerequisite courses and decide if that's where you want to come to school. We're looking for a 3.0 GPA and a 22 ACT, or a 3.2 with a 21 ACT. If you don't meet that criteria, just go to your first semester of your freshman year of college, and then we're no longer looking at the ACT and just looking at the prerequisite cost. The total tuition for the program is $36,000. Like I said, we offer a 90% tuition loan forgiveness program in exchange for 2 years of full-time work for HCA. And so most of our students participate in that. And so their total tuition package is $3,600. We also offer some other scholarships that don't come with a work commitment, so we can talk about those. And you can check us out for, we have a summer camp that you can use to explore our campus and also do a one-on-one advising appointment. And this is a great way that you can actually meet with our director of admission, look at which schools you're planning to go to for those first 2 years of prerequisites, and we can help you come up with the list of exactly which course numbers you would need to take in order to be eligible to come to us for the last 2 years, your junior and senior year. And my email is there. If you'd like to talk about that advising appointment, you can do those virtually or in person if you happen to be in the Kansas City area. And again, that summer camp, that's for rising juniors and seniors in high school, really getting some hands-on experience. They got to tour all kinds of places within the hospital, but also shadow a nurse for the day. And so a very great way to kind of figure out if nursing is a path for you. It says here the applications close May 1st. Those applications will open in January and they do close on May 1st. And it is a competitive process to get into that nursing camp opportunity.
All right, thank you so much, Research College. Next, we're going to have Florida Southern College.
All right, that's me. So a little bit about Florida Southern College. To start off with, contrary to name, we are actually located smack dab in the middle of the state of Florida, about halfway between Orlando and Tampa. Florida Southern is located in a town called Lakeland, which is about 115,000 people. And the college has really grown up with that town. We're at about 3,000 total students, so we are quite small and very close-knit. And one of our other big claims to fame is that we're actually a National Historic Landmark for Frank Lloyd Wright architecture. So that's a pretty cool aspect of the campus as well. But coming to college to learn, so to kind of talk a little bit about academics, Florida Southern considers herself a comprehensive college with a liberal arts core. And what that means for us is that we are spread across kind of 5 different schools, like business school, the School of Nursing and Health Sciences, but you can apply to any of those and cross major across those different schools. The only program that we have that you need to apply directly to as a high school senior applying to Florida Southern College is our direct entry 4-year Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So if you're looking at the nursing program, apply to that with like that listed as your first choice major. Everything else you can apply to those and like switch majors later on. You can kind of freely mix and match across all of the different majors that we offer. In addition to the nursing program, some of our big strengths are in areas like business, the health sciences, exercise science, biology, pre-med, really strong education programs, musical theater. So really, regardless of what you're looking at, we have a way to support you in your academic goals, and we're really going to focus on making sure that you achieve those. One of the other things that we really focus on a lot is being very hands-on and really engaged in your learning aspect. Because we are small, the average class size is going to be very, very small as well. It's a lot of hands-on work, a lot of projects, a lot of research opportunities. And it's pretty common for our students to go to professional conferences in non-COVID times and even publish before they graduate. So we really put that emphasis on you doing things and having those close connections with your professors as you're working through your classes. One of the other things that we talk a lot about, though, is that we know that a lot of your learning in college happens outside of the classroom as well. So there's kind of 3 things that we structure your Florida Southern College experience around called our 3 guarantees. The first one is that we want to make sure that everybody gets the chance to study abroad. So regardless of if you're a nursing major, regardless if you're a student athlete, you're double majoring, no matter what, you definitely get the chance to study abroad. That is guaranteed to you and is actually built into the cost of your tuition. So we help subsidize that cost for you. We also guarantee internships. You definitely have the opportunity to do at least one. It's pretty common for students to do more than one before they graduate. But with our location, it's really easy to do internships as close by as Lakeland itself at places like Publix supermarkets or Geico, or as far away as South Africa and the Philippines. So we're going to help you find an internship that suits your professional goals and really helps you get started on that whole you need experience to get experience cycle. And then the last one is that we believe that a 4-year degree should fundamentally take you 4 years. So we do guarantee graduation on time. And that's really important to us. We have a really strong advising program to make sure that you know what classes you're going to need to take, You're not going to get to senior year and realize that you accidentally didn't take one credit that you needed to graduate, and now you have to stay an extra semester. So there's a very strong advising process in place, and you really have a lot of support to help make sure that you're choosing classes that are going to get you out of Florida Southern on time and ready to kind of start the next phase of your academic career, your job career. So on that subject, we really do see our students continuing on into a wide variety of things. About a third of Florida Southern students will continue directly into some form of graduate education, whether that's professional school like med school, going on to an MBA, all sorts of things like that. The other 2/3 will continue on into the workforce. And then kind of the unofficial fourth guarantee, in addition to those 3 earlier ones, is that we guarantee housing. We are a residential school. You can see some of the different options down there, but we are a very tight-knit campus, and it's really a big part of our students' lives to be living and working together. While you're on campus, if you're an athlete, we are NCAA Division II. So if you're interested in playing for any of the athletics teams, get in contact with the coaches, and I'm more than happy to help you with that. We've also got programs like esports and ice hockey, and a very strong intramural program as well. So if you don't want to play competitively, you still have options to participate. And if sports aren't your thing, don't worry, there's a ton of other stuff to do. So whether that's getting involved in community service or Greek life, or being involved in like religious organizations on campus, you've got a lot of ways to stay involved on campus as well. Application wise, we are on the common application and the coalition application, as well as FSC's own kind of personal application. All of those are free. So you don't need to do anything to submit like a fee waiver or anything. You won't get asked to pay anything to apply. And then once you've got your application completed, we'll need a copy of your high school transcript and additional things that you might want to send in. In general, I highly suggest submitting a letter of recommendation. That's really useful for us, like I think a couple of other reps have said. And if you're planning on submitting SAT or ACT scores, we'll collect those from you as well. We are test optional for admission and for scholarships for all of the programs. That includes nursing. So if you have questions about applying test optional, let me know and I'll be here to help. So to touch on that scholarship aspect of things, when you apply to FSC, we'll evaluate you for merit scholarships. Those go up to about $21,000 a year. There's also a couple of prestige scholarships that you can submit a separate application for. Those can cover up to full cost, although they are competitive and will require an interview. And we also have scholarships that are available for students who are athletes, artists, musicians. If you're involved in particular majors, there's a lot of ways to kind of stack scholarships together. And your admissions counselor, that's me, would be the one to help you work through all of your financial aid questions as well. So we're here as a resource, and I definitely encourage you to reach out if you have questions. We're open for visits as well as having virtual options. So kind of check out what might work for you in terms of your schedule and your ability to travel. There is a travel reimbursement option that I'm happy to share with you as well. We'll help reimburse flights up to about $250. So that's a pretty cool option to come down and spend some time in Florida. And then here's my contact information. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or schedule an appointment using that Calendly link, and I'll be happy to walk things through with you.
All right, thank you so much, Florida Southern. And can all our reps turn back on their cameras again? We're going to finish up our session today with hopefully some words of wisdom for our attendees today. And so I have 2 questions that I would love for y'all to answer and just give us some feedback. Question 1, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we can answer in the order that we all presented in today.
So if I can give any kind of piece of advice, it would definitely to be keep an open mind. You heard from some really great colleges and universities, including Ole Miss. We know not every single student will go to the schools that are here. There are other great options for you to choose from as well. So keep your options open. Schedule a campus visit, do your research, make the best decision for you and your family.
I would share that I am first generation myself. And so I would say, don't think any university or college is beyond you being able to get in or being able to afford it. There's so much money out there, but don't be afraid to ask people such as ourselves that can kind of help guide you guys towards some really great scholarship opportunities so that you can achieve and attend any school that you think of as your dream school.
I would say, and those are great advice. I kind of wish I'd heard that when I was in high school from both of you. One just little practical thing that I've really witnessed with a lot of students over the years is if you haven't done so already, start a separate professional sounding email address for your college search that's only for your college search. And make sure you check that spam folder on a regular basis, because a lot of times the systems that we're using to send emails will unfortunately end up in your spam folder, and you might miss out on an opportunity for a scholarship or something that you would be interested in.
I think for me, my biggest piece of advice is look at the resources that are around you and really make use of the people who are here as part of the admissions teams, like we're here to help, but also to reach out to local nonprofits or community-based organizations that might be in your area. Some high schools will keep lists of scholarships or know about community foundations. So there's a lot of support out there for college stuff. And I think it can be overwhelming to sort through it all as a high school student, but a lot of schools will have resources for you, whether that's a high school or a college, and try to your best to make use of those as well.
All right, our next question. What is one myth you'd like to debunk about the college admissions process?
One myth would be that you have to have a certain ACT score to get in, or have a certain recommendation letter, or other things. For each school, it's going to be different. So you have to make sure that you look into every single school, talk to your admissions counselor to know their requirements. I know for Ole Miss personally, we don't require a test score or recommendation letters or essays. So definitely look into that to see what you have to do in order to be admitted to the different colleges, because sometimes it can be different requirements for each school. So definitely look into those different kind of things before you start applying.
I would say that it kind of goes back a little bit what we were talking about earlier, but a myth, especially for us, is we hear a lot as a student will say, I don't think I could get in, or I don't think I could afford it. You know, those things we hear a lot. And you just never know until you try. There are so many schools out there that have certain programs that you just don't know if they're trying to promote that program. There's extra money tied to that program. So, I would just say, don't ever think that you can't get in. We heard this before, but yeah, we hear it a lot that I don't think, or your school was too hard to get in, or we couldn't afford it. So those are myths I think you should not follow.
I would say too, for each of these schools and any other schools you're looking at, and I think this has been alluded to, so it's nothing new, but really getting to know the college admissions representatives for your area, and don't feel like that you're bothering them with a call. I get lots of emails and messages that say, sorry to bug you. I promise you're not bugging us. It's our job, and we do our job because we love our job. Most days, I'll admit, but I think we really want to hear from students, and we want to get to know students, and we're not looking for a way to say no, we're looking for a way to say yes. So just helping us get to know you so we can help you through that process.
Definitely agree with that. I would also say that I think there's this kind of prevailing myth that college admissions inherently has to be like a really stressful, really overwhelming time. And we get that like college admissions is a lot of pressure for students sometimes, but our goal is really to help you. And there's no reason that you should feel like you're alone or that you're overwhelmed with stuff. Like, you have resources and you have support, whether that's from teachers or from admissions. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, like, there's something that we can do to help, I'm sure, and reach out to us for assistance so you don't have that feeling of like, oh, this is really stressful and that's just how it is.
That was great information for everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you all for coming to join us today for this event. We hope that you got some great information from the college reps about some great places around the country. After you finish up, there'll be a quick 5-minute survey that you'll complete for us as well. And also, don't forget, there'll be recordings, a session available at strivescan.com/GPACAC. Representatives, thank you so much for coming to join us today, and we hope to see you all again real soon. And for our attendees, thank you for coming as well, and hopefully you'll have a great evening. Thank you for coming. Thank you all. You did a great job. See you soon.
Thanks, John.
Welcome. Have a good one.